Welcome to the Tanya 23 Experience podcast, where we dive into real life videos and take a look at the societal changes we need to desperately see. Together, we'll explore behaviors that shape our communities, asking the big question, where did all the respect go? This is a space for honest conversations aimed at creating a better environment for our young people and everyone. Let's challenge the status quo and rebuild respect, one episode at a time. Let's get to it. Yes, indeed. Thank you and welcome to the Tanya 23 Experience tonight. We are supposed to be streaming on Facebook right now and also on Zen Sonic Bliss channel, which is my meditation channel. Tonight's conversation is going to be about frequency and healing. And I'm just pausing because we just spent the last half hour dealing with a frequency issue. This frequency was sound. Had a huge audio problem going on with this StreamYard. And so I think we got it going on right now. And we want to welcome our brother Rizzy Riz, who was so very patient with our technical issues. But go ahead. Welcome, brother Rizzy.
Grand evening to all. Grand evening to all.
Yes. So as we move into this frequency conversation, earlier we were talking about the 7-planet lineup and what that means. And so we know you have a lot of astrology uh, wisdom. And so share with us what this alignment, kind of means for us as a collective.
Y'all look at it like this. We going into March. So we're in the March. So February over, and February was more a month of, okay, you had January. January we're coming out of Capricorn, and we're going more into the Aquarius, and Aquarius deal with logic, and it's basically supposed to be the year of Aquarius or whatever. So the time of Aquarius, we're in the times of Aquarius, so by it being that,
the age of Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius. There
I think we're in the year of the dragon. I think that's the Chinese year of the dragon.
Age of Aquarius. Thank you for correcting me. So by going into the age of Aquarius, you deal with a lot of logical perspectives and a lot of things being uncovered that should have been uncovered a long time ago. And in dealing with that, a lot of things are going to align. So if the planets align and them energies aligning, people ain't going to have no choice but to align with their energies, whether it's good or bad. It show your good intentions, and it shows some of your bad intentions, or all of your bad intentions, or some of your good intentions, or all of your good intentions. It all depends, So it more deals with that aspect of what's going on, creating an alignment. And when you see 7 planets aligned, it should teach you about, it should show you the vibe, because those 7 planets, they're not exactly in us, but we got something called chakras, which symbolize that. And by that, symbolizing that, it's basically saying it's time to align your chakras, get them in alignment so you can match the energy and the frequency of what's going on the other side.
Absolutely. Speaking of chakra alignment, that's actually what we were working on this past week moving into Friday. It was like feelings of just heightened emotion, for each and every person in the zodiac sign. They had their respective, changes or ups and downs, so to speak. And so we're just basically working with people one-on-one. I was in the middle of doing a Reiki certification, level one Reiki, which is tapping into the universal energy that's available to all. It's all around us. It's just that we can learn to harness and direct it for healing purposes. Everything, of course, has to do with with frequency, like you said, which could be negative or positive. So we were talking about how the actual healers have to do a lot of energy work to keep themselves clear so they could be a good channel. And also, if they're working with people that have their own sicknesses, you gotta remove that energy, clear and clean that energy ASAP. So we're talking about uh, some people think the more clients you have, the better. Yeah, but you have to space it out and kind of give yourself some clearing time in between and then do a major clearing. Like in between each session, we were talking about taking like maybe a half hour for yourself or whatever. And yeah, so it's a lot. People think that you just learn, you might have a healing gift or whatever, but learning how to manage and maintain it is just as important as actually having the gift. So we talked about that as well. Um, Talked about the because there's something called not Vedic, it's astrology, um, herbal astrology. So the process is each organ's connected to a planet, and different ailments, diabetes, this, that, and the other, are more prevalent in certain zodiac signs. And I actually took a little course on that to get a little certificate and got totally astonished and amazed into it when I, started delving into it. And we each have our own, like, kind of regimen that if we follow it, it's perfect for us. And it's created by, your planetary herbs, your, you know, which organs you have to, because each zodiac sign is attached to an organ in which you have to make sure is clear. Like for me, for instance, Scorpio would be kidneys. We filter a lot of emotions, nervous system. We got to keep that together. Brain activities, get rid of clutter or clog, and it just like take your teas and your tinctures and whatnot to do your parasitic cleansings, basically. But yeah, if you do like pre pre-active or whatever, it's like drinking your cup of tea. Say you um yeah, you're a Scorpio, so our thing would be drinking things that would cool our Mars, because our Mars is heated. So a lot of times we deal with temperatures, issues, stomach, kidneys, things like that, in which where we filter our emotions through. So spending some time doing charts for people like that, which is like another service that I'm trying to get out there to do, that most people don't know exist. But this is like the time and the age I was saying before, like all this stuff I've been learning, like deeply studying, doing all the certifications, practicing this and that, and on my own for like 8, 9 years. But I see that this stuff is going to come in like a rushing wind. You're a food doctor. You know how to put the food combinations together with the spices and everything for the healing. That cherry barbecue sauce that you made
No,
actually
that's
helped my.
brother made that. I was pushing it for him.
Say
That's
it
not
again.
mine. One of my brothers make that. I was pushing that for him. That's not mine.
Oh, I thought it was yours.
No, it's not mine. It's one of
Okay.
my brothers' products. It's not gonna pass.
Right.
I can't
Well,
see. That's the one thing. I help my brothers and my sisters if they got any kind of product, especially if it deals with food. I have no problem helping, especially if it deals with food, because when I'm in the business of healing, and his barbecue sauce is a good sauce. It don't really got no preservatives. It's not really gonna mess you up. It's good. It's good stuff.
right, right. I
So
was gonna say, being that it
I'm
was cherry based, I felt like it helped, because I take black cherry as a supplement, and I felt like it did pretty much the same deal as far as helping me control inflammation.
right. Yeah, yeah. We're all about that. And I mean, I got other products myself that I'm working on right now. And like what it is for me, I got soups that I would like to work on, but that's a whole nother level because soup is a thing. I'm gonna have to like super ziplock this, freeze this, have it in the ice something if I want to get it out. I gotta find a it's a way for me to get these soups out, but it won't
Good
come in
way
a
for
portion. I want
packaging.
to
It's
get it
it's
out.
really all in the packaging, and it depends if you're gonna have like chunky vegetables or whatever. Then I would say the best thing to do would have, be, remember the containers that they have the chicken
Yeah.
broth and different things in.
I
You
think I
want.
found a way around that. So what I'm gonna
Hmm.
do, the way I found around that, and it's gonna cost me less, and it might cost the individual less too. I'm gonna dehydrate and break everything down, and I'm gonna put it all in one package. All they gotta do is add water and maybe some
So you want it to be a
coconut,
dry product. Yeah,
and that's
that's
what I'm gonna
better
end
for
up doing.
you because it's less shipping, on the weight. The lighter the better on
And
products for
and
sure.
then the way that product gonna be when I make it, I'm gonna try to get the agar agar and put a little agar agar in there because what
Just
that
add
agar
water.
agar gonna do is gonna thicken that product, and you just maybe just add a little seasoning, a little extra seasoning to taste, and seasoning means salt, pepper to taste,
Well,
and maybe something like that.
just like the ramen packets, you could put the seasoning on the side.
Yeah, yeah,
A little
yeah, yeah.
little
But
packet
you
type
know,
of thing. Because it's
everybody
your
got different.
special herbs. It's not the same. You got the
No,
special one.
I'm gonna give them enough herbs and things that they need for the food. But
Hmm.
you know, some people they need that extra amplifier and that
That's
like
on
how
them.
that exactly. So that's why I tell them you add your salt, your pepper, or whatever you need to. If that exactly, basically, that's on you. I'm gonna make
Hmm.
it to the level that it's supposed to be at, and it's
Right.
gonna be on them to figure it out. You know,
Hmm.
because I would like to be able to, honestly speaking, I'm trying to get to the point where I can dehydrate my apple chips and different things and put together a good party mix with dehydrated fruits and vegetables
That
or
too.
alkaline mix.
Yes.
I'm working on things of that nature, but you
I
know,
love the dehydrated cranberries and cherries. I have been meaning to
yeah,
test it out by getting like a little half a pound of fresh cranberries and try it out, even though I don't know how to get them sweet. Is it going to automatically get that way when they
what
dehydrate? Because some
what that's
cranberries are bitter.
nah. See what you do with the cranberry. I'll tell you a little trick that I'm working on with the cranberry.
Mm.
If you can get some um either honey, manuka honey, or like some kind of what is that other one
The
called that
good
comes from the
stuff.
cactus plant? What is that stuff they call that comes from the cactus plant?
Oh, you talking about, that's my stuff. The oh my gosh, I use it
I
all the
can't think of
time.
the name of it.
Adobe, not Adobe. Oh my goodness, the other sugar substitute, right?
Yeah,
That's what you're talking
it
about.
comes
Blue
from
agave.
tequila. It comes from this
Agave.
agave. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I use
If
that
you
like
can get
almost all the time.
agave, what I'm trying to work on with the agave right now, or
Hmm.
I've been wanting to work on, is if I could put it on a piece of wax paper, and when you put it on the wax paper, see if you can dehydrate it. See if you can bring the temp up where it hardens, and if you can get that to harden, you can bust it down into a powder. And once you bust it down into a powder, you can sprinkle, you can roll the cranberries in them, before you start dehydrating them, so that way when you dehydrate them, it take the flavor of that and take some of that sweetness. If you can find a way to do that, there's a way to do it. I don't have the time right now to look into how to dehydrate agave and honey, but I'm quite there's dehydrated. You can get it into a powder format.
Yeah, that definitely
If
sounds
you let
like
it sit out hard enough, if you let it sit out long enough, I believe it'll
it
get
will
hard
hard.
where you can put
Yeah,
it into a let it get hard enough where you can put it into a pestle and mortar.
right.
And then when you put it in a pestle and mortar, you get to grinding it down. Or even if you could put it into like a blender. Blender be it might be a little different with a blender, but if you can get
Yeah,
it
because
into
if
a
it's in
blender.
the pestle and mortar, that means there's still more moisture in there. You definitely want to dehydrate it more.
So yeah, so the pestle and mortar flatten it out more. Like where you
Hmm.
can even get a roll on it where you can roll it out thin. And that's what I think it is. That's a trick to that. Because any liquid that holds like a volume or a bounce to it, I
Hmm.
believe it can be rolled out thin enough where the air hits it and it dries out the molecular structure of it. And you're able to break it down and create a powder out of it.
Right.
I believe it's possible. Let
Yeah,
me
I
say
love
that.
grinding stuff down.
Matter of fact, when I get off the live with you, I'm gonna do some research on that, a little more thorough research on it because I'm really thinking that can be done in somewhere. I think I've seen powdered honey. I think I've seen that
Oh
somewhere
yeah, it's definitely out there.
because I'm looking at it like, you know what? You know what would be really good if you can get the honeycomb itself,
Mm.
where the honey that if you chew on that and you eat that
Yeah.
for about 2 years or 3 years, you won't get sick.
Wow. I
So
actually
that
was buying honey that had the big chunk of the
keep them.
comb
That's
in
the
there.
best honey to buy. So
Yep.
what it is, that honeycomb, right? If you can dehydrate that, you can grind that down into a powder.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that can be all grinded down in the sweetness from that. That you keep the sweetness from that and you add it to the cranberries. That's your best bet if you don't want
Mm.
to go through the whole procedure. Get you the
Right.
honey that comes in the glass with the little
Mm-hmm.
ripples on it because it
Mm-hmm.
has the honeycomb in it. Pull
Right.
that out and let that all dry out. Try to dehydrate that. It has to dehydrate. I know
Mm-hmm.
it will.
Yeah, I'm sure. But the longer
And
you
that
leave
will
it
be
in,
the
the
best
probably
bet because it also has a bunch of
you gotta put it
benefits.
on like parchment paper so you could scrape that.
Yeah, that's why I said the parchment paper to you earlier. You
Kind
get
of
like
like making. Never mind. I was gonna say something.
yeah, like making mashed potato.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You're right.
Well, I get it. It's the same concept.
Yeah, for sure. For sure it is.
Because what I would have told you to do, but I don't see it's cold over there. That's the cold part of the East Coast, man. It's cold over there where you at.
It's
So
warming up, but yeah, it's still cold.
yeah, but y'all, it ain't warm enough where, honestly speaking, I don't. I think Florida and California, if they ever grew sugar cane, that would be the only places I'll say would have grown sugar cane, and
Mm.
maybe Georgia.
Where it would actually grow.
So what I was gonna say is, sugar is not bad until it's processed.
Right. So the cane is well. They actually sell a cane. I could get sugar cane all day. They
So
sell
that's
it
the
at
thing. If you know
Mexican
how to
grocery stores.
extract the sugar out the sugar cane, you could turn that into a powder, and you can put that with your cranberries.
What if you just dehydrated the cane
Uh,
and
Dehydrate.
then
You gonna have to tear
powdered
the
that?
cane down to tear the hard part off of the cane
Right.
and
You shuck it down and then you
okay.
dehydrate
Uh,
that.
Try it. I don't know. It might
It
work
might
when
get me
after
a
you
little sticky.
dehydrate it. After you dehydrate it, what you gonna do? You gonna grind, let it dry out, put it in
And
the blender,
yeah,
grind it down
even
to
if
a
you
powder.
blend it, you might blend it, grind it, keep playing with it till you get it really down. I could use that for a
Dehydrated.
while.
What I'm gonna tell you is dehydrated till it gets really dry and brittle. And once it gets dry and brittle, you put it in the blender. It's gonna come down to a powder. You get your like a mesh, like one of the mesh strainers, and sift it through. And I think you're gonna get what you're looking for.
Well, for now, I've been using coconut sugar.
Yeah, why not use the coconut sugar with
When
the
I don't
cranberries?
agave, it's like brown, but it's supposed to be.
Or try another good thing that would keep would knock the bitterness out of the cranberries a little bit. Try some date sugar.
So who?
Dates.
Oh yeah, I actually love those.
Try some date sugar. What I would tell you to do, honestly, I got a dope out there for you. It's gonna be a lot of work, but I don't know if you up for it. It's 2 ways to do it. I would take the seeds take a seed out the date, right? Take a cranberry or 2 and put it where that seed was, dehydrate it, and bite into it and see how the cranberry tastes with that date. After you do that, if you like the results,
yeah, I could mix those both because I actually like both of them.
If you like the results, cut open the dates and sit the cranberries in them. So once you sit the cranberries in them, you close it up and you dehydrate it. The date flavor's gonna suck into the cranberries from both
mix
sides.
Together. Yeah, that's a good idea too.
That's the best thing I can tell you. I've never done it, but I'm seeing the concept in my head.
Yeah, because they are pretty bitter. It's worth a try. I know that.
You know what I learned about cranberries? I learned this from, it's so crazy that you said something about cranberries. I learned this from my coworker. Man, I never knew. All my life, I would have taught cranberry fields. Well, he taught cranberry fields with somewhere in like Minnesota or some crap. I never knew that New Jersey is where cranberries grew. I never knew that.
Wow, I didn't know it either.
Literally, so he's telling me.
I don't know why I thought I never even gave anything.
I would have taught Florida or something, but he's telling me, he's explaining. He said,
I was
cranberries can't be too hot or they can't be too cold. Right. And for some reason, New Jersey has the perfect temperature, and it's nothing but feels, just nothing but feels out there.
That's crazy because New Jersey gets just as cold as New York.
But they got little certain parts different. Yeah. I think it's because of the altitude and the climate. Is there? I believe there's little mountains and different things in between.
Yeah, there are.
So it might be more of where I'm at is a valley, but that might be more of a miniature valley, and there might be another name for it. So yeah, he's like Ocean Spray. That's where they from. I'm like, damn.
Ocean Spray, New Jersey. Hey, I kind of didn't know that.
Ocean Spray was out. It blew my mind. I'm like, dang, little. The only reason he knew because he happened to be working out there. But yeah, the cranberries, man, they come from out there. So if you can, for me, one of these days I would like to take a tour out there to see how they formulate their cranberries, because their process. So they're going through a process, so you don't know what's in them from what's not in them. They're telling you one thing on the label, but how are they really processed?
Yeah, right.
Because I be seeing, you see them in there, they got them pants on like they about to go fishing.
Those big long ass boots, like the great pushers.
Them swamp pants. I don't know what the hell you call them. They be having the straps on with the
They have the straps that hold them all the way up. So
with the granddaddy straps. That's what I call them, the granddaddy straps. So they going in there and they stepping on them damn cranberries. That's nasty.
They tried to say back in the day they used to do it barefooted.
They probably did. I swear, you go to certain places, right? I've been watching some stuff on YouTube, and the things I see on YouTube, you see people making wine in Italy and India, and they stepping on it with their bare feet. And
Mm.
I'm like, I don't want no funky foot wine. Now it make me think, if I smell like feet, when like you open a bottle of wine, I smell feet, I'm gonna automatically think of what I seen on the video. And I'm like, damn, they didn't tell me that
Question.
was a part of the ingredient.
Yes. Question for you. In these times that we're in, I am advised by my oracle ladies that um some sickness times are going to be coming ahead again, and was going to ask you, what do you think is some of the best pre-wellness things we could be doing besides, like, your vitamin C and whatnot, keeping up on stuff like that, your D, and then your magnesium to make sure you get all of that. um you know what do you think are some of the things we should be doing as far as eating habits?
Well, for one, eating habits. If we had to tell the people about eating and all that, I would more tell people like, okay, we gotta eat on a level of consciously being aware that the society that we're living in, they're
Mm-hmm.
they're telling they're telling us a lot of things that are not of true essence.
Mm-hmm.
I said so many things without saying so many things. They're telling us a lot of things that doesn't hold a true essence. It don't hold any merit. You go in a grocery store, you're not gonna find what you want. You're not gonna find what you want. Man, matter of fact, I take that back. You're not gonna find what you need. You're gonna find what you want. You're not gonna find what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing for us to do in this society now is start if you live in a house, start planting certain things, start planting certain fruits and vegetables. And keep a seed of every fruit or vegetable you've planted. Keep a seed or two of each one of them and label them. After you plant
Mm.
these fruits and vegetables, pick them, harvest them. If you're not going to use them right away, cut them up, dehydrate them, grind them down to a powder. If you got beans, eat all down the beans. Dry
Right.
beans, get them wet. After you get them wet,
Hmm.
cook them up like you regularly would. Just cook them in the water. After you cook them in the water, add your seasonings and your spices. After you pour the water out and you let them dry out, add your seasoning, your spices, your dry stuff. The beans got to be dry now.
I
And
had
after you add all that stuff,
mhm.
grind it up into the blender like a powder. And after you grind it up like a powder, ziplock it and try to zip seal it and label it. And that should last a while. And just keep doing that until you stack up and you got a whole bunch of stuff. So now you ready in these times if something should happen. You may not be what you want to eat, but you have something that you need. Beans is protein, depending on what kind of beans you're eating. So you want to make sure you get the right beans too in these times.
Gas.
You want beans. You want to get things like millet or farro, different things of that nature.
You said millet.
Yes,
I'll have to try that. I don't.
that's
I
a that's
haven't
a
had.
grain. Millet's a grain.
And so, what do you make out of it? Like cereal?
It's a starchy grain.
Mm. Okay. What type of foods would you make with it?
The knowledge y'all got, so I'm explaining the proper way. So give me a second. I'm here. I'm
You're
just
kind of
looking.
muffled on that one.
Uh, nah, I said I'm here, just looking. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can hear me. All right.
Yeah. I actually heard about millet. Never really looked into it. Too busy
So
stuck on
it's
the
more of a
oatmeal.
seeded. It's more like small seeded grass. So
Hmm.
it more gives off couscous vibes.
Ah, okay.
It's very similar to a couscous.
Mm.
It's more like a I want to say, what is it, the smaller couscous. You got the big one, which is the Israeli couscous, but
Mm-hmm.
so it's the smaller couscous vibes it gives off,
Okay.
and it is generally considered healthier than rice.
All right.
Low glycemic index. It
Mm-hmm.
causes your blood sugar to rise at your blood sugar to rise at lower levels. It's beneficial for people with diabetes and stuff of that nature.
Awesome, because they was also talking about the cauliflower,
No,
but this
no,
sounds like it
no.
might be better. Cauliflower rice,
Cauliflower is
rather.
dangerous. Very
Wow.
dangerous.
Get out.
Oh, we not about to play with that.
I never tried
You
it.
never heard what Dr. Sebi said?
No, I didn't, but I never
Nature
tried
don't
it.
make it, don't take it. The
Oh,
sun
right.
don't produce nothing that's white.
Yeah.
Everything the sun produces has color to it.
Mm.
Cauliflower does not have, it's a genetically modified object. Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So by being a genetically modified object, it doesn't have a
Mm-hmm.
full molecular structure.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's sugar. It turns into sugar in your body, which causes acidosis.
Just like the pasta and whatnot.
Yes. It ain't no good for you.
Now, brown rice does not turn into sugar.
Brown rice is just as bad. It's a starch. Y'all be careful with that brown rice too.
Mm-hmm. It seems that every carbohydrate you have to be careful with.
They're not fully there. It's certain ones you can have, like, okay, plantains. If you pay
I
attention to
love
how
those.
the people eat. You ever had pastelo?
Not sure.
So I don't eat meat anymore, but
Mm-hmm.
it's basically plantain. It's like a plantain sandwich. You get
Mm-hmm.
like two pieces of plantain, and in between it's like beef or whatever
Mm-hmm.
protein you put in between.
Oh, yeah. I actually did have that, but it was more like a hamburger meat beef.
That's what it is. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Or
That's how they
beef
do it. They
patty
do it
beef
different.
kind of thing.
They
Yeah.
do it different. That's more healthy than eating bread.
I love it. But I would have me a side of cocoa bread.
I'm just saying it's more healthy than eating bread.
I
Like,
love plantains. I could trade that
so
for
here
bread
what?
any day.
This the thing with the plantains that makes it better than the bread. It's high in fiber, so when you eat it, you can shit
Mm-hmm.
it out, and
Right.
it's not a problem.
Yeah. The
It
more
contains
fiber, better.
resistant starch, and it's basically a prebiotic that feeds beneficial
Mm-hmm.
gut bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we live so long. Caribbean people
Mm-hmm.
also low glycemic index.
Yes, because
It's
I gotta
suitable for people
have,
with diabetes and pre-diabetes.
right. You end up wanting plantains with every meal. I could do breakfast, lunch, and
And
dinner at
that's the
once.
thing. But do you see how Caribbean and Latino people eat? They have
Mm.
tomatoes. That's kind of a nightshade plant. But if you grow it at home, it's better for you because you know what's in it. So
Mm-hmm.
they have like tomatoes on their thing. They're gonna have avocado and they're gonna have plantains.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You eating that avocado, that's a superfood.
Yeah, I love avocado.
So people be looking at it weird and then they washing that down with some coconut water.
That too.
You ain't losing. You didn't got two superfoods. You
I
had
love,
avocado and you had coconut water. You
yes,
ain't
my
losing.
ultimate meal is like a avocado sliced in half. Then I'll get me a mango and shave that, put all that down, spread it out. Then I get me some cucumber slices and what else? Do some tomatoes. Um, I like the leafy
And we gotta
romaine
tell the
lettuce.
people while we online, we gotta tell the people about them tomatoes. You gotta be very careful of tomato. Tomato in a sense can kill you. It's a nightshade plant.
It's a
Nightshade plant. It belongs to the nightshade family. I'll
mm,
explain. You know what nightshade is?
Explain.
I'll explain. Give me a second.
I have an idea
So
because I do
basically,
a little gardening, but go ahead.
nightshade vegetables include potato and tomatoes, common foods with a lot of nutrients.
Mm.
They trigger inflammations and immune dysfunction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I
So
knew
you
that
gotta
about
be very
tomatoes. It's
careful.
the acid.
Tomatoes, eggplants, potatoes, and peppers are nightshade plants. Tobacco is
Yes.
also part of the nightshade family.
Mm. Mm-hmm. They I think when you have like lupus and different autoimmune diseases, it's not good to eat the tomatoes.
Yeah, because they
Even though
got
I love
alkaloids in
them.
it. They got the alkaloids, and the alkaloids is what would be messing with people. That's why they consider nightshade plants. The
That
alkaloids is
too,
what get to people.
yes. It does something to your blood. Acid. I
It's
think
acidic.
it's
It
yeah.
breaks down because it turns into a sugar and
Mm.
it breaks down. The sugar is from it. Because y'all remember, the tomatoes really not a it's not really a vegetable. They consider it a vegetable. Anything
Mm-hmm.
that has seeds is a fruit. The tomatoes are fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something you don't eat at nighttime. You eat it in the day. You eat the
Right.
tomato, something you eat first thing in the day. You don't eat that
Mm.
at night. Your body,
Interesting.
because the sun's not. Remember, we're made of water. Our body's about 75% water. So by our body being water, we're part of nature. So the sun is part of the nature. So the sun got to be able to shine through. If the sun can't shine through and reach it, and you eat it at nighttime, how you gonna break it down? The sun help
Right.
with breaking that down. People forget that.
Mm. Great explanation. That's right. Yeah, definitely the tomatoes because I love like Italian dishes or whatever. Or so they call them, spaghetti and your
You
lasagnas
got
and
to get the right tomatoes too, because there's another tomato that I really do like, and I'm quite sure it's a nice shade. The tomatillo.
mm,
See now, let me see what it is with that is it's acidic, but I'm not gonna say it's not as bad.
mm,
It's just it's not as red. So remember, when you're dealing with that tomato, you're dealing with the
mm,
dyes and all that as well. It's natural dyes, but your body's breaking down the color too of that. So
mm-hmm,
by your body breaking down the color, it's more to it. The tomatillos they're used with guacamole and salsa verde, so they more go into different things. So you
mm,
can more incorporate those than you can tomatoes. It's a little smoother with the tomatillo because it has a more of a bland flavor to it.
right.
I'm not saying go out and eat 50 tomatillos, but it makes it a little okay.
I actually don't remember seeing those categorized anywhere, tomatillos, but they probably of course they have them at the Mexican supermarket,
You know they do the
which is
in
where I'll
restaurant
be
market.
taking a trip to tomorrow. I don't know, I might go live, get some video footage from there. They got some interesting things. I want to grab a coconut with some water in it. Yeah, and they got those there all the time. So yeah, I'll probably go live from there. Their seasoning, I just love to walk and, sightsee and whatnot. The different vegetables and
I
fruit.
mean, yeah, you get in tune with different vegetables and what things are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So moving forward with the planetary alignments, all of the different, a person just has to know them. But I seem to have a general consensus that most people aren't eating as much as they used to before. It doesn't require that we be bogged down, weighing heavy, big gut protruding out. anymore. Before, that used to be a sign of wealth or good living, right? The protruding belly. No.
Yeah, when the food was good, but they put so many toxins in the food nowadays.
Exactly.
You
Yes,
can't.
that's the quality of like beef.
People are gonna
I
know
love a
that.
good burger, but not now.
People are gonna know that other people are dying because
Mm-hmm.
they're eating shit food to
Mm-hmm.
survive or to like. But you got. I mean, perfect example. I work at a place out here, and all these people, all these six eaters,
Mm.
even some non-eaters,
Mm.
they don't care. I mean, they got a lot of money, and they want to. They would rather, instead of getting a Wagyu cheeseburger, they want a cheeseburger out of cardboard box.
Mm.
A bunch of them like frozen patties. So
Yeah.
you perfect example. Today we went to a gift shop in the store, and we was looking at the belts. Me and one of the sous chefs, and
Mm-hmm.
we were just looking at the belts at the gift store, and man, I see the price on one of the belts say like $58, and I'm like,
Mm.
damn, shit, $58 for a belt. What does belt do? And he laughed. He's like, man, that belt costs $58. You better give me a hand job too. I just started dying laughing when he said
Mm-hmm.
that. I was like, bro, did you really just say it in front of everybody? And the manager was there. I was dying laughing, but $58. And then he's like, no, 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 that's a discount if you're a member. He said, it's $100 for the belt. I said, what?
Mm-hmm. I was just finna say that gift shop stuff. You gotta watch
No, I'm
out
not
for
gonna
that.
pay that.
Everything in the
But
gift
look,
shop
look.
is
They pay all this money
way.
for these things. And I go back. I'm gonna go back to the food. You're paying all this money to eat
Oh my God.
a burger that comes a frozen patty. This
The
patty's
eggs.
frozen. It
The
it
egg
and
prices.
and then you want to take and you want to change the temp. It kills me that let me get a mid rare or a medium burger. People
Nah.
got a lot of money, right? But they still want to eat bloody burgers. Make
Yeah,
it
but
make
that's what
sense.
they want to do.
But
It's something about
what
they
I'm telling
they
you,
loving it.
people
It
are
helps the
addicted to
body.
the poison. They're so addicted to the poison. It doesn't matter how
But
much
you
money they
know,
have.
have you
They
ever
still want to
heard
eat like that.
about the blood type or the type that they actually need it, or they have some
You
big
talking
bone
about the
deficiency or
RX blood
something?
type,
Yeah, it might be, but
that new
one
blood
of them
type
blood
that
types
they're very weird, and
periodically need
it's that RX blood
blood.
type. So
Yeah.
now this is the
Mhm.
question I'm gonna ask you. How long has that blood type been out? Why are we just finding out about it in the last 10 years?
Exactly. My knowledge of that is
I
really
don't
not so
believe that blood type is just been
right.
out. I believe that blood
I
type
was
has been out for a long time and nobody talks about it.
mm,
I believe these white people knew that blood type was out for a long time and they never brought it to our attention.
mm, yeah.
It
Deep.
nothing on the surface of this earth is new. It's nothing new. Everything that's happened ain't nothing new under the sun. Put it that way.
Nothing.
Everything that's happening now has happened before. So you
Very
mean to
true.
tell me that these people just came out of nowhere and they just got this XR blood type? And I've heard stories of women saying that it feels like the baby's fighting in their stomach.
Mm.
I've heard stories about this XR blood type.
Yeah, it sounds familiar like a movie. The
Yeah,
old.
like it's like the baby's an alien because they don't have the same blood type. And I'm like, what kind of weird, crazy shit is this? This shit must be some shit way down from your great, 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 great
Mm,
grandmama, granddaddy bloodline.
crazy.
Uh,
Yeah, but I definitely heard that there is a thing, it's a thing about this rare
but
meat eating.
we're in a stage of life where if people don't want to eat right, you can't like it's hard already to just be on the same track with yourself because not because you don't want to, but more because you got to get up, you got to go to work, so your time is consumed doing outer stuff than actually internalizing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you externalize but not internalize. So
Right.
by being externalized so much, you forget to take a first. So you're always seconding everything.
Mm. Seconding what actually should be first.
Yeah, that's why we say give me a second. Because you
And
don't
it's
think
like
about yourself first. Give
how
me a,
much
why would I want to give me a second? I said give me a first.
right. Put yourself
Give me a
first.
second.
Well,
So they told on themselves when they created time because you created seconds.
mm,
Why didn't you create firsts? Why it had to be second? Because I'm taking the time out to look at this clock. So if I'm taking the time out, I'm not first. Because I'm
that sounded like
focusing
it
on
was set
something
up
that
for
would exactly.
slaves.
Come on, man.
Oppression. Everything was the intention was to squeeze
Sister, the clock
the
only
worker.
exists. Sister, that clock only exists in this reality. I bet you on the outside, the outer walls, there's no clock. There
Mm,
ain't no clock.
probably not.
People know the essence of time, the vibrations of time, what's
Hmm.
going on naturally. That's nature. And the clock that we did have was the shadow clock. We used
Hmm.
that. We don't even have that no more. And I bet you if we look at the shadow clock, the bullshit clock that they gave us don't match that shadow clock.
Probably don't, because it was something that they didn't create. They probably giving us back our stuff like they always do.
Look at it
You
like
know?
this. Why you think you got clockwise and counterclockwise?
Mm-hmm.
Everything clockwise. They created counterclockwise because they encountered what was already here.
Right.
They telling you. So it's like you gotta understand their level of ignorance and their literacy to
Mm-hmm.
know where you going or to know what's happening to know where you need to be going.
Right.
They're telling you. So when we start waking up, we start seeing the writings on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
aka the law. The writing on the wall is the law that they wrote.
Right.
That's what they
Yeah.
talking about when they say see the writings on the wall.
Mm. That's deep. For sure. They are definitely entangling themselves in their own
That's
web.
why I can't say too much literally because the grounds that I'm on right now, I can
Mm-hmm.
say certain things, but I'm in America, and by me saying certain things in America, it's
Mm-hmm.
too open.
Right.
Anything can happen. Now I'm
Yeah.
home, I'm around my people. I know what my people look like, and I know who my people don't look like, especially in the
Mm-hmm.
community. In the community,
Right. Right. You gotta have a community
it's
there.
not gonna be fair playground for them.
Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't
So
be.
no, that's
They
why
come to
because
someone
you
else's
see what they
home.
try to do to brother. You see what they
Mm-hmm.
try to do to Abraham Traor.
Yeah, I
They've been
know.
trying to assassinate that dude. They try to get the one dude over here that created the car. Oh, they hate that man right now. They hate him.
Where is he?
He from Africa.
I thought he was he showed himself one time and that was it, right?
And he left, but they try to, I know they try to kill him.
Mm-hmm. But I
He
thought
should have
they
never
did get
came here.
because there was another guy that did the car engine with water and
They
he
got
did
him.
die. He
They
did
got
die.
him. But they didn't get
Mm.
this dude. This dude he beat Elon Musk.
Mm.
When I say he beat him, right? I'm gonna put it this way.
Mm.
They don't understand that because they outsmarted this. I'm gonna go that way. When they came
Mm.
to the table, they brought a paper. I'm about to explain why money's the root of all evil. They brought a paper and they created numericals. So in them creating numericals, the numerical they created was an allusion to us, aka NEW space MIRACLES numericals. And it just so happened when you say numbers, you talk about numbers, it's numericals, Numericals.
Mm-hmm.
So they tricked us into thinking it was a numerical, which was a whole illusion the whole time along. So he
Right.
used money, which came from the tree, and the tree's a root. So he used the evil side. He turned it into something evil. Money is
Hmm.
the root of all evil.
Yeah.
Boom, there you go.
That's where that
People
came
don't get
from.
into the depth of it. I will get into the depth of it. That's me. When
Mm-hmm.
when when I speak an analogy, I want people to know what's going on.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. We
and
have.
people, it's probably older folks, older than me, probably like, damn, how he know that? And I figured out how to tap into certain things just by the wording of it and the things they tell you. Nobody told me that story. I figured out that story on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody told. I was never told that story. I just made it make sense.
Right.
And it may not be in those exact words, but it was something of that nature. It's somewhere in that
Mm-hmm.
radius.
Yeah. I have a book called Esoteric Astrology, and as you were talking, I just happened to open it up, and planetary influence and gestation. It said relations with others complicate man's karma on the physical plane, and the particular physical form that he wears during a particular life period must be suitable for the working out of this complicated karma. And it's called a study in consciousness. But yeah, that definitely fit the conversation. And what they say, you are what you eat.
Trying to tell you. So, think about it. And it make a whole lot of sense. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't like to say this, but I gotta say it like this.
Yeah.
You in the cold, right? And when you in the cold, I mean, our people, we probably was in the cold for a certain extensional amount of time, but that time was that time. The way we
Mm.
living now, we out here in this cold, we ain't eating right. So things are going like your liver, your lungs, certain things get hardened in a certain time of the season.
Listen.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
so so
I get
by
it.
those things getting hardened those time of the season, think about it. You got
Hmm.
water, right? Look at water. Perfect example. We're beings. We're water. We're more water electric beings.
Right.
So just imagine a pond of water, and that pond of water freeze up in the wintertime.
Mm.
You couldn't bounce the ball on that pond before. You can
Mhm.
bounce the ball on it now though. It's gonna bounce back at you. It's not responsive in the proper emotion. So whatever you shoot at, it's gonna shoot back at you.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
imagine people like that in the wintertime. They're not eating the right things, they're not drinking the right things. So
Now, remember when things was reversed in the winter time? You had your, I couldn't wait to get my chili and my,
mhm,
just we'd have chili quite often, or your meatballs, or your like, your stews, your beef stews, your chicken soups, and your
yeah,
chicken and dumplings. That
yeah,
is winter food. But no one eats like that now. Well,
they
some
do.
people do.
They
Some
do.
people do. Yeah,
But
they do.
some people still eat like that, but the food
We
ain't the
do.
same. They're eating
Right.
like that, but
Yeah.
it don't taste
It
the
ain't the
same.
same. All the ingredients and everything. We were saying that like your pot of chili now, it just yeah, because
It ain't the same.
you had to have money to get the best grade of beef, which is a nice sirloin steak, and then you got to get that ground up.
Not even that. That's not the problem. See, the problem is, right, people are not educated.
Mm.
You want to eat like that, you got to go to the Amish people if you're going
Right.
to eat like
Yeah,
that.
we have a market near
You
us.
have to go to the Amish people. You cannot eat. This one thing I learned when I
Yeah,
was
we get
younger.
all our
I
turkey
watch my
products
foster
and
mom do
sausages
it,
and all that.
man. I'm
Yeah.
living in Pennsylvania. I'm living in Harrisburg, PA, to be
Oh,
exact.
that's Dutch country, right? You got a lot of Amish there.
But hold on. We in the hood. We live in the hood. My foster
Mm,
mama live in the hood. She gonna go
mm,
get her meat and all her stuff, all her meat. At the time I'm eating chicken and all that.
mm,
Man, we go down there to the Amish market. They got some chicken, some little chicken legs and chicken wings roasting, seasoned. Man, when I tell you them the best chicken, that's the best woman, the best chicken I ever
mm,
had, man. I said,
mm,
what? This is some of the best chicken I had, coming off the bone and everything when you bite into it.
mm.
And it ain't greasy and nothing. It tastes
You could
just
tell the
right.
difference. Yeah.
Yes, you ain't all bloated after you eat it. Man,
Mm-hmm.
like, so what I figured out is they farm without chemicals getting into their shit. They doing it how it used to be back in the days. They never changed. So
Right.
I'm peeping game. I'm like, that's smart. Why would I want to give all this? Why would I want to? And then you spend more money when you go to these big corporation places.
Mm-hmm.
You go to these Amish people. You gonna spend a little extra money, but not as much as you would spend with
The quality of the food is great. The one down here
in the
has a
man.
bakery. They got a bakery that's out
That's
off
what
the
you want to
chain.
eat because
Yes.
guess what? Everything's naturally fermented. If
Mm-hmm.
they ferment, ain't no machine fermentation
Yeah.
because when the machine's fermentating your stuff, it's a quicker fermentation process, meaning they're putting
Mm-hmm.
chemicals in there to force ferment certain things.
Yeah.
You think these people ain't learned the science of how to force ferment things to speed up the process? What you think they've been doing all these years we've been alive? And they've been
Mm-hmm.
switching this, they've been switching the sugars and
Mm-hmm.
not using real sugar. So the problem is not the sugar. The problem is it's not real sugar, it's a filler, it's corn syrup. That's what the problem is.
I would say, be careful what you say. We're all alive.
No, I said corn syrup. Yeah, I ain't
You know.
speaking nothing wrong. It's in
Yeah.
the food. They telling you corn
Yes.
syrup,
And then
high
what is it's
fructose,
heavy. Yeah, oh my good.
heavy corn syrup, high fructose.
High fructose corn syrup. It's the second
It's the
ingredient.
same thing exactly. So what they gonna do? They gonna unalive me. They gonna 86 me because I'm saying something they already got on the ingredients. They're telling
In
you.
which even if they do, people are going to continue to drink it anyways. You
Yeah.
know?
So I've come to the conclusion, and I said this to some of my folks the other day. I didn't come all the way up here from 32 square miles of hell to die up here in vain.
Oh,
Nah, I didn't come here to die in vain, man. I might die one day, but I'm not going out in vain.
I know that's right. None of
Nah,
us want to
man,
do
we all
that.
gotta go one day, but I ain't going out like that.
You know what
So
I
I try
find that the go ahead.
I try to tell my people, man, everything I say and everything I do, make it count, man. Just make it
Mhm.
count.
Mhm. That's true. I was saying for myself I was going to redo my natal chart and go back through it and like really just go deeper into it this time. But I really um just want to share with others and let you know that
So
a lot of your mystery in life can be, solved for you with
but
this natal chart.
you can't come at it as mystery.
Right.
You can't say mystery and not tell them mystery means my story.
Right.
And the
There is no
reason it's a
mystery. It's a
mystery is
science.
because it's your story and you still living. So by you still living, you haven't discovered everything. So those places that you see vast and dark, those are places that's undiscovered. You got to be enlightened, and when you enlighten, they'll open up and you see all the aspects of it.
Mhm.
That's what the yin and the yang mean. And I've been trying to explain that to people.
Right.
We start out as the white dot in a whole black area. That black, where that white dot. So where that individual, where that little bit of light that hasn't been fully enlightened because we don't recognize that that's the rest of us. So
Mm.
when you start recognizing that that is you, you become that black dot, and then the whole thing becomes white, means you've been enlightened.
Mm-hmm.
But yin to the yang, some people still stuck in the yin and they ain't get to the yang yet.
Right.
So the yin yang sign has a lot of importance. People misunderstand that aspect of it.
Let
And
me
even
ask
though you
you.
got light, you got a little bit of darkness in you because we haven't discovered everything.
Right. That's true. Let me ask you this question. Do you do astrology when you see the degree points for, like you're looking at the chart, 23 degrees Aquarius or whatever? What is that actually for? What is it the reading of?
It's like, it's more saying how, like, if, okay, say it falls 23 degrees, that means you can be affected by that. In it's a certain percent, it's a ratio.
Mm-hmm.
It more deals with a ratio.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get more in detail for that aspect of the wording I want to give off.
I know it's the placement and what degree where the planet was at the time of your birth. I get that, but like I wanted to find out for the planet itself what it meant.
So basically, it's like what I was saying. Critical degrees. Certain degrees within each sign are considered critical as they can amplify the energy of the sign,
Mm,
potentially signifying heightened influences or challenges.
okay.
That's what I was trying to get to.
So they're heightened
They're
influences.
amplified, yeah.
Ah, okay.
So it's called
Amplifiers.
critical degrees.
Mm,
It amplifies the energy of the sign.
sure it does. It amplifies it a lot. That's something. Well,
And
each
then different
planet
also is
amplifies
called
itself.
interpretation depth. Different
Yeah,
degrees
each
within a sign can reveal subtle variations of how a planet's energy is expressed.
mm-hmm, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I would do because it has do from the sun to Neptune, and then record those aspects down. I know a lot of the numbers are around the same. Like if you got an aspect that's 19, you might have 20, 24, or 26, something like that
Yeah,
around.
like 22 degrees in Capricorn. Capricorn is considered a critical degree that can represent destruction.
I'm actually looking at this chart has it looks like 22 degrees in Capricorn.
I just said that.
It was this example chart here.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow. But they actually are
So
calculating it.
another chart that would be good to tell people about, since we live, is the draconian chart.
Mm.
So
Tell us
now,
that.
what I figured out with the draconian chart for myself, before the influence of the natal chart,
Mm-hmm.
your draconian chart, I think that's like when you're in the womb,
Mm-hmm.
before you come to anything. And I was a Libra in my draconian chart.
Wow. What's the chart called? Your Draconian chart? Like how can
Yeah,
I
your draconian chart
get my reading?
is called a draconian chart. Yeah,
Alright.
because what it is, right? Like the it's crazy, right? Because they say what we got 23 different chromosomes within us.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at our skin, right? Look at where your between your thumb and your index finger. If you look at our skin, right, and you
Mm-hmm.
look at how you got other creatures and different things, we have certain little aspects of that stuff.
Hmm.
So probably some of the chromosomes they have were used in us too.
Oh yeah, like how they can find I forget what other mammal, stuff in our skin. What was it, alligator, some other
There
craziness.
you go, right there. Boom! You just said exactly what
DNA.
I was trying to say without saying what I was trying to say. Because of
Mhm.
the way the skin, you can see the lines and the way like they just
Mhm.
cross and all that.
Yeah. There's actually a chart that has it tells you what's
Trying to
in
tell
what.
you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
trying to tell you, man.
We
This thing
actually do
deep, man.
share DNA with certain animals.
It only makes sense. Remember, we're made of water, and we came out of the water. We used to be in the
Hmm.
water a long time ago.
Yeah, another oracle was saying that we need to focus on what's in the ocean because something's gonna happen with this alien situation in the water. So stay tuned. 2025 is gonna be crazy. They're gonna come out the water on us.
Man, you think so? They already here.
Hey, yeah, they're going in and out like crazy.
They
They're the
here.
only
They
ones
they
that know
never left.
what the depth of the ocean
I
is.
think they some of these people that we've been trying to work with, but been working against us. I think they some of these
Mhm.
people, man.
Mhm.
They know how to shapeshift very well.
Yes. Mhm.
But you
And
got to
time
remember,
line
they're
jumpers,
old. They've been here a long time.
very old. Because Trump is
They can
obsessed with
smell you. They smell like they can smell certain things, man. The tongue, man. That it's called like a snake has a Jacobson
yeah, like
organ.
a forked tongue.
A snake has a Jacobson organ. So if a snake has a Jacobson organ and the snake are probably relatives to them or whatever,
Mhm.
imagine what they got.
Exactly. Mm-mm-mm. But yes, my friend, any last things you want to share with the audience before we
No
wrap
sister.
up?
No sister.
This was a great session. I feel like everything I wanted to get out, because I've this week I've been doing a lot of product creation and messing with the herbs and combinations of
Yeah,
different things and
you got to, and you get probably like a thou book.
yeah,
And
I
like when
definitely
you're dealing
have
with
I
these
have a few
different
different
kind of
formulations.
things,
Hmm.
yeah, it tells you because I was so crazy. I was talking to some of my coworkers today. I
Hmm.
talked to like some of the chefs and some of the runners today. We were just there talking while we were there cutting up stuff for the brunch event for tomorrow.
Hmm.
And I said, if you had a potato, a steak, and some salad in front of you from first to last, what would you eat first? Give me an order. One of them got the first one right, and the rest of them got it all wrong. So I just was looking, I just started laughing. I said, well, nah, you can't eat the steak first. I mean, you can eat the steak first. You can't eat the salad first. The salad would be the last thing you eat. Steak, potato, steak, and then the salad. The reason is because you eat that salad first, you in trouble. You don't have any hydrochloric acid to break that down. The
Hmm.
salad will help with that because when you chew on the salad, it has moisture to it.
Yeah,
So
and
that's the
it's the
last thing
fiber
you eat.
also. Yeah,
Exactly. It helps
yeah.
with it. It's gonna be it's the last thing sitting, so it's gonna push everything coming out. That fiber
Hmm.
gonna trickle down. It's gonna help release whatever. It's gonna help break down whatever enzymes to release.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I got a cabbage I need to cook.
Yeah, it's just a lot of things out here, man. We
Price
gotta
of
get
food,
back to
you
eating the
can't
right
let it
way.
go bad. Or chop it up and put it in freezer bags.
I don't know. I've never did that with cabbage. I don't know how long that would
You
last in the
can.
freezer.
Yeah.
And
Shit,
that's one of the things I've
the
kind of tried to
freezer.
stay away from,
Try to keep
unless it's
some of the
purple
air
cabbage.
out. I have a thing where I can pull the air out, those freeze bags things.
You talking
and you
about
pull the air out.
I know you talking about the
Yeah,
seal,
it's a food saver
the zip seal
situation.
bags. Yeah,
Yeah, but it'll give you longer than leaving the cabbage in the refrigerator. It'll give you about a month or two.
it's called a zip seal bag.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta be creative now. Going back to the old way, putting shit in what you call it when I have a fruit that's gonna go
Them
bad
glass jars.
fast.
I forgot the name of them. Mason jars.
Mason jars, yeah. Go
You do
back and you
mason jars
got
and you
some
do
fruit that's gonna
the
go bad.
ziplocs.
Yeah, you put that shit right in there in the mason jars. You take the pit out or whatever, and yeah, you can preserve
Mason
it.
jars are good for pickling fruits and
It good for
vegetables too.
everything. Yeah, yeah. It's a couple of products that I make. The aloe vera things I like to keep in the glass containers.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to put that aloe vera. It takes like the flavor and shape of anything. So glass is probably the best thing to put it in.
Mm-hmm. For sure. That and sea moss. You never put sea moss in plastic. So I see
No,
they selling it a lot.
but
The gels.
You know CMOS is in a lot of products, but it's not called CMOS.
Mm.
It's
It's called
called
Irish moss.
it becomes a chemical. So it's called carrageenan. So they
Mm-hmm.
put that in ice cream and different a lot. It's in a lot of female products like lipsticks
Mm-hmm.
and different things of that nature. It's in
Yeah.
the ice cream. It's in some of the soups and different things of that nature.
Yeah.
Carrageenan.
Yeah. I saw that not too long ago.
Gotta be careful because
Mm-hmm.
what it is, once they take that CMOS and they chemicalize it, it then becomes a substance,
Mm-hmm.
like a dangerous substance.
Yeah, because sea moss is very absorbent.
Yeah.
And whatever you mix it with, it absorbs right up. So if you put in some toxic shit with it and it'll absorb it, it's very toxic for the person to eat.
But
So even
yeah.
with the sea moss, you got to be careful because you need to have a clean water source where it came from. Um, the sea moss that I get is from a person that I know that actually is in Jamaica. So we've been dealing with each other for
Yeah,
a
you get
couple
the
of
good one.
years.
Somebody tried to
Through the
sell me the purple
pandemic,
sea
my
moss, and I
supply
didn't want
never
that.
stopped. Yeah. So, I even got a product video. I had to make a video of their process and where they are and all of that over in Jamaica. I got to pull it back out. But yeah, I had that on my website before for that. But yeah, for those things, you got to be careful because now you look on Amazon, they got blueberry, cherry, this, that, that. I was like, oh gosh, they went crazy with it. Mixing it with all these different things and whatever. You could do it like that,
Yep,
but the
that's what they
shelf
do.
life isn't too long when it's mixed up. But other than that, is how can the people contact you if anyone would like any information? You have Instagram or
It'll probably be through
Facebook,
email.
DM. Let the people know.
It would like if anybody have any like questions as far as like dieting better, what to do, be contacted at RizzyRider14 at gmail.com. And that's RIZZYRIDAH14 at gmail.com.
Alrighty, and everyone knows they can reach me at the Tiny 23 Experience YouTube message board, or they could contact me at the Tiny 23 Experience Facebook Messenger or Instagram. And in any of my videos, my links and whatnot are in the bottom section of my bio. Don't forget, I've got my own website, www.tanya23.com, where I have all my products, merchandise, links to my books that I have on Amazon. It's under reconstruction always, but you could get over there and sign up for our social media page that we have. I'm trying to remember to broadcast it every time, but I started a social media page on my website, and it looks just like Facebook. That's the basis, and it's called Chatterbox. So you sign up by email, Brother Rizzy. You got to get over there, sign up. on the email through the website, and you'll be able to see the urgent messages that I've been putting up there. Every day I've been trying to come in and do a blog message or post about different information that we don't talk about on the public social media sites. So if you want the inside scoop and the information, you got to get over to the website. And that's it. So once again, thank you for tuning in, Brother Rizzy. As always, I will talk to you soon. And yeah, we got some discussions to talk about next information we're going to bring to the people, and I'll be contacting you on the jack. And until the next time, peace and love to everybody. Peace,
Peace
Brother
and
Rizzy.
love to everybody. Till next
Yeah.
time.
Peace.
Welcome to the Tanya 23 Experience podcast, where we dive into real life videos and take a look at the societal changes we need to desperately see. Together, we'll explore behaviors that shape our communities, asking the big question, where did all the respect go? This is a space for honest conversations aimed at creating a better environment for our young people and everyone. Let's challenge the status quo and rebuild respect one episode at a time. Let's get to it.